false because maximizing over theta gives the smallest feasible value of this theta. So theta hat MLE is 2 times maximum of mod of xi. So option A writes that 2 times max of xi without absolute value, which is not generally the MLE. Like for example, if the most extreme observation is the large negative value, then 2 times this maximum of xi understates the actual theta that we require. So therefore, like first option is not correct. If you consider the second option, minimum of x1, x2 and so on xn and maximum of x1, x2 and so on xn is a sufficient statistic. Now this is true because if we consider the minimum, so like the joint density depends on the sample. Like if we consider this joint density, so this depends on the sample only through this minimum of xi and maximum of xi. So by the factorization theorem, we can see that this min comma max is a sufficient. Like indeed, it's also like minimal sufficient statistic. So option B is correct. Now if we consider like option C, so they're saying that this minimum and maximum is a complete statistic, which is false because we can see that this is sufficient, but this is not complete for a uniform scale family because completeness fails in general for all such non-exponential families of this type. And like we can also construct like non-zero functions of this min-max with expectation 0 over all theta. So this is sufficient, but this is not complete. Now if we consider the fourth option, so 2 times n plus 1 by n maximum of x1, x2 and so on xn is a uniformly minimum variance unbiased estimator. So if I consider like this m as maximum over I of this xi, so this is having the same law as like maximum of n uniform IID like 0 theta by 2 variables, because mod of xi itself, like this itself like follows uniform 0 comma theta by 2. And we know that like for uniform 0 comma theta by 2, the UMVUE is for the endpoint theta by 2 is nothing but n plus 1 by n m. So that means like the unbiased estimator of theta with minimum variance is nothing but 2 times n plus 1 by n into m. So that is nothing but 2 times n plus 1 by n into maximum of this xi's. So therefore like option D is also correct. So therefore B and D is